Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today, I'm going to throw down 3 runes. Each of these is going to represent a problem, question, or concern. I'm going to tell you what each rune is about, and then you can go to that timestamp in the details section, the description section, and get the reading for that rune. I am using the oldest set I have. This is one of the older Blum sets. It's clay, but this is way back from like the 80s that I got this. It's so old that I had to make a new bag for it. It's a better bag. It's not the bag that came with it, but it's cool. I still have the old bag, but this is the first rune set that I ever had. So it's like the elder set of the Elder Futhark. Anyway, so here's the 3 runes that are the 3 questions, problems, or concerns that you may have. Let us have a look at them. So the first rune, what is that? The first rune that may be a problem, question, or concern that you have is Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. Has to do with strength and health. It is reversed, and it's this would have to do with a question about health, maybe you're not feeling very well, which is certainly a concern nowadays. Maybe you're concerned about your strength. If you have a question like that, please go to timestamp number 1 and get your answer. Question number 2 is represented by Raido. Raido is the riding rune. Has to do with the journey, your life's journey. It's not like a journey where you get on a train and there's a set path and a set destination. This is riding as if you were on a horse, so it's directed to a certain extent, although the journey does have its say in the matter, as does the horse. So if you have a question about your journey in the world, go to question number 2 and get your timestamp number 2 and get your answer. And the third question is Thurizaz. Thurizaz is the rune of the thorn. It's the gateway. It's a giant. It's a challenge. So if you are facing a challenge right now, it is upright. So it's not a super impossible challenge. It's a challenge where you can step through it, and really what's holding you back from it is psychological. So if you've got a situation like that right now, you want to go to timestamp number 3 and get your reading. Those are your 3 questions, problems, or concerns. I will see you with the answers. Hello, question number 1. We are here with Uruz reversed. Uruz is the wild ox rune. It has to do with strength and health. It is reversed, so it's a question about strength and health, especially maybe inner strength, or maybe your health is something that you're worried about. Maybe health is not as good as you would like it to be. So I'm going to throw down some runes around this rune, and I'm going to see what the runes have to say about what led up to this, what is helping, what isn't helping, and what your next step on the path is going to be. Okay, so we have Yira leading up. Yira is the rune of the harvest. It means year. It also has to do with time. So it looks like, I'm more going to read it in terms of its harvest meaning. So this is something that has come up, something that had been coming up for some time and is now in full fruition. Something came up, basically. And you are now in a situation where it's kind of knocked you off your feet. I'm hearing a lot of sounds today, a lot of weird sounds. It's not late, we're not haunted, we're good. It's just probably people in the hallway being crazy. So, anyway, so leading up, we've had something has come into fruition, and it has sort of knocked you off your feet, where you're worried about it. Maybe you were sort of something that you were doing, you knew maybe you shouldn't have been doing, but you thought, well, you still have time, but now you're having to face it because you've been knocked off your feet by it. That kind of thing. Maybe not, but either way, it's something that sort of was visibly coming up and now has fully come up, and you are like, oh man, I got to deal with that because that's going to affect my strength and health, or maybe my strength and health are affected. So what helps is we have Thurizaz reversed. Thurizaz is the challenge rune. Has to do with the thorn, or the giant, or the challenge, or the gateway, and it is reversed, so it's like really hard, but it is on the helping line. And I think your best bet at this point is now is the time. You know, if you ignored this all the way up to this point, now is the time to fully embrace this and go, okay, this is mine to do. This is something I am going to embrace with all the attention that I can give it. And really, yeah, this is count as reversed. It has to do with focus. It's the fire is usually the other way, where it's something small that expands. Now it's something you have to focus like a laser on. So give it the focus that it needs at this point. Forget everything else. This is what you have to focus on. This moment where your strength and health are in question, and you really have to give it all the focus that you need to give it so that you can get past it. And you will, but we'll get to that. What doesn't help is we have lagus and we have ansus. So on the one hand, I think probably people, I'm going to move these up so they all fit in the shot. I think people are probably telling you, or you're worried that people will tell you, I told you so. I think you've probably heard this, and I think probably, whether you've heard it or not, you've felt it in terms of people are going to basically say, no, I saw you letting this go, and you knew better, and I know better, and I told you so. You also have, there's an emotional component to this. What isn't helping you? We have lagus, rune of the lake, so it's emotion, intuition, and heart. You know, you're worried about people saying, I told you so, and also you're not really going to be stubborn about this, but you're sort of emotional about, you were hoping you could ignore it, I think. You were hoping you could ignore this, and you couldn't, and now you're very emotional about this, and also a bit hurt. You're worried about, well, and also you're probably worried about your heart. So, but that's mostly the emotional element, and worried about being told, I told you so. If this is really dragging you down, because this could, bring yourself back up to absolutely forgetting everything but focusing on solving this. This is your challenge now. And so put your full focus on it, get over this, and you will get over it. Your next step here is Sovilo, that's the sun, your source energy. You will blaze out of this, but you do have to take the time to give it the focus that you need to get over this challenge that you now are in. So what helps you at this point, once the sun is shining through again and you're going, out you go, on you go, having solved this problem. What helps actually, we have Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of the hailstorm. It has to do, chaos and natural energies. And being open to the natural energies is really important, because you weren't. You were not focused on that. And these are sort of cultivated nature things that are going on that came up that knocked you off your feet. Now that you've come through this, you're going to be very focused on the organic, natural side of things. You're going to be very, very concerned about what naturally happens when you do certain things. And so you're going to be very concerned with your nature and with the natural energies in play. What doesn't help is, this is Raido, and it's reversed, and it's on the lower line. Raido's the journey rune. It's reversed, so I think this is basically saying, don't stop what you were doing. Keep this focus. This is really good, and don't stop doing that, because just because you're through it doesn't mean it couldn't happen again. So bring your focus back up here. You know what you did to get through this. You gave it all the focus, and now you're paying much more attention to what might lead to something like this happening. So your next step after that is, yay, we have Gebo, which is the rune of the gift, and the gift in the runes is always an exchange. So you don't give anything without getting something back. So sometimes this has to do with a one-on-one relationship. Sometimes this has to do with an agreement or a decision. All of these can be part of this meaning. So at this point, A, you're going to want to share with somebody. You're going to want to tell somebody so that this doesn't happen to them. B, you're going to make this decision at this point, once you're all the way through this, that you're never going to let this happen again, and you're going to make a decision about your life, an agreement with yourself of what you're going to do in your life going forward, that's going to make sure that this does not happen again, and that you feel stronger and healthier going forward. And that is your answer for question number 1. I will see you again next time. Bye! Hello, question number 2. So once again, question number 2 is Raido. Raido is the rune of riding, the journey. And what is your question about the journey? Let's see what that's about. So I'm going to draw some runes around it. These are going to be what led up to this, what is helping you, what isn't helping you, and what is next step on the path. Okay. Again, I am mixing these around, but we are getting a lot of cameos of all the runes in all the readings. But that's fine. You know, there's only 24 of them. 25 if you count the blank. So what led up to this, where you're going on this journey, is we have Othala. Othala is the homeland rune. It's the rune of home, and it just looks like home was kind of overwhelming. I mean, here we all are, a lot of us have been stuck at home during this pandemic, so maybe this is something you're doing to move away from that, or maybe this is basically you're moving away from a comfort zone and you're taking this journey. So, but either way, the home aspect of it has really come into play. I'm wondering if, since this particular homeland rune is chipped, if maybe that's a analogy for a broken home situation, or maybe I'm just really seeing this as home becoming overwhelming, so you wanted to start something new, and so you're doing this new endeavor. What is going to help is we have Lagos. Lagos is the rune of the lake, so it's all the lovely watery associated things like emotion and intuition and heart. Your heart is in this. Your heart is absolutely in this. You're going to follow your heart with this, and you're going to move forward, and it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be really good for your heart, because out you go into the world and having an adventure, and it's very great. Now, what isn't going to help is everything takes longer than you think it will. And this is Ivaz. It's the rune of the yew tree. It has to do with patience and slow growth, and in the not helping line, it's like, this is taking too long. This is taking a very long time. I am not pleased about this. This is slow and boring, and I want to move forward on this adventure with sword in hand, going rawr. This is Tivaz. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr's the warrior god. You really want to press on. You really want to move forward and just like drive forward into this quest. And it's like, it's really long. It's long. And, you know, you haven't even seen a dragon yet, and you're just riding and riding and riding and riding and riding, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. But if that starts to be the case, if you start to feel that way, I'm just going to condense these a little bit. Just bring yourself back up to the fact that you are following your heart. This is very exciting. And we have Algiz reversed here. Algiz is the rune of support and protection, and it's reversed, meaning that you are able to stand on your own. This is a big deal. And this is why I'm wondering if this is like you setting out from home. You know, this is basically, you know, you're leaving home maybe for the first time. Your independence and the fact that you're following your heart is a huge drive forward. So even though it is taking its proper time, which is longer than you think it will and longer than you wanted it to, you are following your heart, you are standing on your own, and it's wonderful. So your next step, almost immediately, you're going to run into a challenge. This is Thurizaz reversed. Thurizaz is the challenge rune. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. It is reversed, so it's an extremely difficult challenge that you're going to face almost right out of the gate. Even though right out of the gate has felt like it's taken a very long time already. But you've finally reached your dragon. Well, maybe not your dragon, you've reached your giant. Or your thorn wall. Oh, beautiful. I love this. Wait until you hear why I love this. So once you hit this challenge, after riding a lot longer than you thought you would be first, but following your heart and being independent, and it's wonderful, you hit this challenge, and it's really difficult. It's almost counterintuitive, but what is going to get you past this is stillness. We have Isa. This is the rune of ice. It's the rune of clarity and the rune of standstill. Now, interestingly, this coming right next to Lagos, which is the water rune, it's sort of like maybe this was too passionate. Maybe this was like a bit more, you know, really like surging water. At this point, you're going to want to be a little cooler. And I'm using like the colloquial cool. It's like, you're going to be cool. You're going to be cool about this. You're going to face this challenge, but you want to cool down about it. You're still independent. You're still following your heart, but you want to get a bit of stillness and you want to get a bit of clarity. What doesn't help is you are, now that you've hit this, really concerned with the unknown. What else could come up? What else is there out there that I don't know? But if that starts to drag you down, try to bring yourself back up here. You have the tools you need. Just take a moment, be still until you get past this challenge. Clarity will come if you are still. And what this leads to is, wonderfully, we have Berkana. Berkana is the birch tree rune. It has to do with birth and beginnings. And once you pass this challenge, it will be like you will be a new person. A new you will be born as you pass through this challenge. And you do this by, it's like all of this, this is sort of you before. You've never introduced being still, being cool. This is new. You're cool. I have no doubt that you're cool in the colloquial sense, but cool as far as cool-headed, this is going to be something you're going to learn on the road, basically. And you're going to get this. You're going to gain this. And when you come out the other side of it, you're going to be a new person, and you're going to be much cooler, and you're going to be much more capable. And it's very exciting, and I'm excited for you. So that is your reading question number 2, people. I will see you again next time. Bye. Hello, question number 3, people. So we have Thurizaz. Thurizaz is the challenge rune. It's the gateway, the thorn of the giant. It is upright, so it's a challenge that you can just basically walk through, but right now you're dealing with the psychological aspects of it that may be holding you back. Let's throw down some runes around it and see what they suggest to get around this challenge or get through this challenge. I'm putting down what led up to this, what is helping, what isn't helping, and what your next step on the path is going to be. Okay. So leading up to this, we have Avaz. Avaz is the horse rune. It has to do with movement and also with spirit. It is reversed. So it looks like a couple of things. It looks like, first of all, your spirit may have been a bit, I'm not going to say crushed. I might say a little bit, not so much broken as cracked. Here my rune, see, it is cracked. It did actually break. I had to mend this. This is how old this set is. But it also adds a little bit more meaning to this particular thing. So it's like your spirit was a bit broken. Also, you have been sort of stopped from moving as much as you would like to. You're moving fine within, but you've sort of not been able to move forward the way that you like to. And here you are now facing this gateway that you want to get through. So what helps? We have Rhytho, but Rhytho reversed. Rhytho's the journey rune, riding. Reversed, it basically, I'm going to read this 2 ways. One, there's a journey you were on that maybe wasn't very helpful. Maybe this journey that you were on is what broke your spirit. Now is the time to end that. End it and pass through the door, because it wasn't helping you. It broke you. It cracked you. And this is basically what's going to help, is ending it. At the same time, journey within. Look inward and you can find your way. Look inward and you'll find your way out. End the journey, open up to the new possibilities. We have Kaunaz. Kaunaz is the rune of fire, something that starts small and expands. Expanding. So you're going to expand, you're going to leave behind this journey that broke your spirit before. You're going to maybe turn your journey inward and sort of find where you are and carry that forward. What doesn't help is we have Pertho and we have Yira. So Pertho is the lot box rune. It's surprises, it's fate. It's something that's been revealed but that was already there. And so this is something that is worrying you. At the same time, we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest and also time. You're worried about how much time you have wasted and how much time there is left. I mean, this is the sort of, it's in your head. And, can you even face one more surprise? If we reveal new things as we move forward, that's more of what it was. Can you handle this? Yes, you can. But you have to end what you were doing that knocked you off your feet and broke your spirit, and then expand past and into this, through this gateway, into this new ground. And what's on this new ground? We have Othala reversed. Othala is the homeland rune. It has to do with, well, when it's reversed, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. And so that's exactly what you're doing here. You've let go of this journey that was no longer serving you and was in fact hurting you quite a lot. As you step over here, you're going to continue to let go of the things that were not serving you, that were hurting you. Very nice. You may wonder why I said very nice after looking at the hailstorm rune, which is what Hagalaz is. But Hagalaz is in the helping spot here, and so it has to do with not just chaos and destruction, but in this case it has to do with natural energies. You're going to be really paying attention to your natural feelings towards things, your natural reactions, and the way that your nature and your natural energies are flowing. You will have to turn away from the din of humanity to do this. There's going to be people maybe carried over from where your spirit got broken who are going to be either presently telling you, oh no, you don't want to do that, you want to do this, and telling you what you want to do. At the same time, they could also be, you may have already left them behind, but they could be living, as the saying goes, rent-free in your head, telling you things you don't want to hear. You're going to want to turn away from that. What helps is listen to your own inner voice, your own inner counsel, and listen to your body, basically, your own nature, your own natural energies, because they're going to tell you what you no longer need and what you can let go of. Now, what doesn't help is you're worried about support. We have Algiz, the rune of the elk. It has to do with support and protection. And we also have Ivaz, which is the yew tree rune. It has to do with patience and slow growth. And you're worried about A, how long it's going to take, and B, what support you have, because you've had to leave a lot behind to pass through this door. But you are your support. You are able to support yourself in this case by giving yourself your own counsel, listening to your inner voice and listening to your body, listening to your natural energies. And this will lead you to a place where you are able to very, very, very carefully and very clearly tend your needs. We have now these, it's reversed, it's on the path line. So you're going to, once you get rid of the things that you feel you no longer need, you're going to be very aware. It's going to be very clear what needs you need to be taken care of daily to keep happy and to keep sane and to keep healthy. And this is going to be clear. It's like the more you clear, the clearer this becomes. It's like, okay, now that we got rid of all of this extra stuff on my mind, I can see very clearly what I need to get done in the day, and I can get it done in the day. And if I get it done in the day, then all that other time that I was wasting running around doing things that I didn't need to do and that weren't serving me, that's free. That's me free then. So that is a heck of a reading. So good luck. I hope this was comforting and clarifying, and I will see you again next time. Bye!